Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Monday Short Simple Thoughts brought to you by me, Brent Gray, here in good old Utah. Hope your guys' shoulders are back, head is up, and you're marching forward and doing the best that you can, believing in yourself, having faith in the stuff around you and yourself, and failing forward or struggling through your challenges and looking forward to the future. Well, today's thought is around diversity. Now, diversity is defined as a range of different things. And I want to talk about two main parts of diversity: diversity in people and diversity in thought. Now, the first one, diversity in people, that's just the idea that people all come from different backgrounds, race, creeds, thoughts, and bringing up. And I was watching a show called The Chosen. Now, this is set in the time of Christ, where he is beginning his ministry. And he is choosing his apostles, the ones that will follow him, the ones that he's going to build his church on. And he chooses Jews as well as he chooses publicans. Now, if you're not familiar with publicans in the New Testament, basically they were hated people. They were Jewish people that were employed by the Romans to collect taxes from the Jews for the Romans. And the Jewish people saw this as a big betrayal to their way of life. And so there were families that disowned children because they became publicans. Now, we know that Matthew, one of the apostles of Christ, was a publican. And it's interesting to see in the show how the chosen apostles reacted when Christ chose Matthew and asked Matthew to come follow him. And then it's also interesting to see that they were able to accept that difference and accept that that diversity and move forward because they had a common cause. Now, I think that is the lesson that is the takeaway for us in leadership and in business world, is the idea of a common cause. If we can establish a vision, a common cause, something that people can rally around and march towards, then we can use that diversity to become our strengths. And it doesn't stop us. It doesn't create an obstacle for us to climb over, but rather it's a strength and a building block to build up the team. And then second is around the diversity of thought. Now, this comes from Nelson Mandela. He was asked multiple times why he has been such an effective leader. And he would always say that it came from his dad. His dad was a tribal chief, and he would always be the last one to speak in a meeting. What that did is that allowed everybody the chance to freely give their opinions and thoughts on maybe an obstacle that the tribe is looking at, or an idea of what the tribe can do. And then also the thought comes from Simon Sinek and I believe it's Lieutenant Marquette. He is the author of Turn the Ship Around. Now, that Lieutenant Marquette was in charge of a submarine that was a low-performing submarine in the the United States Navy. And what he did is he empowered his team to be able to speak freely, as well as to work together and to come together in a common cause. Now, the speaking freely, he did not... or he believed that if he came into a meeting where they had to come up with a solution, and he walked in and he said, all right, guys, here's the problem that we have. This is my solution. Let's go around the table and talk about everybody else's ideas. Now, that doesn't give a good level playing field, because you've already set the bar of where you believe your idea is at. Then everybody else has to try and meet that bar or exceed it. And so then that becomes a leader against everybody else. But he would always walk into a meeting and say, this is the problem that we have. I have an idea, but let's go around the room and talk about different solutions that you guys have. And let's come up with the best one. And that leveled the playing field because there was no bar that was set. They felt free to be able to offer their opinions and thoughts. And so that's my thought today, is around diversity in people, and making a common cause that we can march towards so that we can have that diversity be our strength, as well as having a level playing field where everyone feels comfortable and free to offer their opinions and thoughts. And I believe that if we employ these things, our teams will be stronger and we will be able to use diversity as a strength and march towards the future. Well, thank you again. Hope you're having a great day and look forward to next week. Bye.